Chapter 11, Betrayed. You can't breathe, your head is spinning in a hurricane of rage, grief, betrayal. Your mom is here, with the hunters. I promise, Dr. Reese, we will do everything in our power to assist you. Thank you, Lennox. Mom? Suddenly your knees give out, you slump to the floor in a boneless heap of shock and confusion. New girl. Parker. Other voices are drowned out by the pounding in your temples, the pain in your heart. It hurts worse than any silver brand. I can't believe it, my mother is working with the vampire hunters. You don't know that. You heard what Lennox said. Mom contacted him. There has to be another reason. Your mom would never betray you. No chance. They must have kidnapped her, or something. But their reassurances barely penetrate as your emotions are already heightened from the adrenaline, spiral even further out of control. Since you turned, you've been fighting to hold on to your sanity. But now this. Mom, why? You dig your nails ruthlessly in your palms, hoping the pain will keep you from breaking, but it's all too much. Uh-oh. Parker, look at me. Aldahar, she's going feral. Hold her down. You barely hear them over the deafening rush of blood in your ears, barely feel their touch as your control spins out in the whirlwind of darkness. I want to smash this floor or flip a machine. Flip a machine. Grab the nearest machine, rip off the jagged pieces, the metal shrieking as you throw them indiscriminately across the room. The blood bag you drank earlier has tethered you to reason, but a moment of clarity hits you and you see what you've done, and the startled looks of Gabriel and Cass's faces, grief consumes you. God, what am I doing? With a sob, you stumble towards the door, driven by a sudden, almost blinding need to escape. But before you reach the knob, Gabriel has you in his arms, folding you in a firm embrace. A soft breath brushes against your ear. Hey, it's okay. Stay with me. Please let me go, Gabe. I can't be here anymore. He turns you to face him, his eyes shadowed by the pain he feels for you. Tenderly, he thumbs away your tears. I know, but remember, we're in an enemy camp surrounded by vampire hunters. If you run out there, they'll kill you. And I won't let that happen. The words stare you into. The Parker who has control of herself and who would never hurt her friends. And the other Parker, the one that's feral, out of control, the one who right now has the power to hurt her loved ones. And it's the realization that finally gets through. You snap to your senses, and resistance gone, you crumple in his arms. I don't deserve you. No, you deserve better. I never should have let it get this far to points that you lost control. That's not on you. I'm the one who almost blew her cover. You saw your mom in a vampire hunter phase. That's enough to make anyone upset, let alone someone with heightened emotions. It's just, why my mom? I don't believe it. This can't be what it seems like. She'd never knowingly do anything to hurt you. There's an explanation for why she's here. I know there is. Which is exactly why we're gonna go find her. But what about warning the Covens? We're not turning our backs on your mom. We need to find out what she's doing here, and if nothing else, make sure she's safe. Their earnestness, their love for you fills your heart, and you reach out and pull them both into your arms. Guys, I don't know how to thank you. Thank me by never pulling me into a group hug with Golden Boy again. I can't make any promises. Come on, let's go find your mom. The camp's pretty big, and we've got a lot of ground to cover. You slip out of the lab and quickly locate Lennox as he leads your mom down a long row of tents. You've arrived at just the right time. My team's finalizing the plan now, and we'll begin Phase 1 as soon as you bring us the info we need. Lennox, before I agree to anything, I need to know exactly what this plan of yours entails. All in due time, Dr. Reeves. But you have to understand, there are more supernatural forces at play here besides the unfortunate vampire situation. He shook hands with Cass and Gabe, who looked equally confused. Supernatural forces? What supernatural forces? You're the book nerd, Golden Boy. Any idea what he's talking about? I've seen references to other supernatural creatures in the Nexus histories, but I got the impression they were more myth than fact. What exactly does that mean? Is Crimson Beach about to be invaded by a horde of werewolves, too? Oh, goodness, no. We're the good guys, Dr. Reese. Hunters have a long-standing alliance with the benevolent beings of the supernatural world. Good guys, my vampire ass. Let's go someplace quiet, and I'll tell you about the centuries our organization has spent protecting humanity. Lennox takes her arm, leading her deeper into the camp. I feel like this is a trap, and he knows we're here, and he's leading her deeper, so we follow. Calling it now. Hurry, we can't lose him. Hold on, we got incoming. Cass holds you back, and a second later, a group of hunters turn the corner and head in your direction. Quick, in here! Gabriel whips open the flap of a nearby tent, and you scramble inside just as hunters march past. They're passing by. As soon as they're gone, we have to... Hold on. Look at this. You turn to find him wandering to the back of the tent where a thick chain-wrapped tome sits propped on a stand. Oh boy, I can't wait to read this. What is that? Gabriel carefully flips open the book. The front page is yellow, cracked, the title laid out in big, flourished letters. The Battle of the Titans. I think this is some kind of religious text. He flips another page, reading silently as you and Cass approach. It's a history of some ancient hunter war with the vampires and how they vanquished them with the help of the children of Gaia. Who the hell is Gaia, and what did her brats have against us? The planet, fam. The planet. Gaia was a goddess of nature, and I think children of Gaia is another name for witches. Witches. Since when are those real? Since when are vampires real? But how come I've never heard any vampires mention them? Don't ask me, Golden Boy is the one with the library card. Gabriel holds up his hands for silence, his attention focused solely on the book. Listen to this. To defeat the vampire hordes, the children of Gaia did create for us weapons of silver and light. I think this is referring to talismans. I think according to the story, witches created the first ones for the hunters. If they made them, they probably know how to unmake them. Any tips in there on how to destroy those little murder trinkets? I haven't found anything yet. It just says that they made them by calling upon the energies of the earth. He gapes suddenly at Cass, who scrunches up her face in bemusement. Okay, you gonna tell us what that means, or...? Cass, when all the strange stuff started happening to you, you said you felt energy around you, right? Yeah, so? Wait one goddamn minute. Are you calling me a witch? She snorts, taking it as a joke, but he looks to you for backup. Yeah, but that would make us a witch too, technically, since we're calling upon Gaia's power. Well, it makes sense. You do, come on! Think about it. The trees moving, the thunder, lightning. It's obvious you have more than just your vampire abilities. No way. Let me see that. Cass grabs the book, but Gabriel dances out of her rage. Hang on, I wasn't done reading. Ignoring Cass's glare, he flips through the book some more, eyes darting over the pages. This is wild. The book talks about the Battle of the Titans like it's the foundation of some kind of vampire hunter religion. It sounds pretty ominous. Gabriel looks up at Cass, his words coming surprisingly gently. It also talks more about the earth energy attributed to the witches. It might be nothing, but it might give you answers. From the way she crosses her arms, Tyler, you can tell Cass is unnerved by this new information. Unnerved, but curious. What do you think, new girl? Of course. Let's find out everything we can. We have to learn more, not only about the hunters, but what's going on with you too, Cass. Yeah, if this damn thing can explain any of the crazy stuff that's been happening, then I should find out for myself. And surprising you, she takes the book from Gabriel and begins reading aloud. And so it is handed down from our forefathers that, when the world was young, the elders of the children of Gaia did gather in the sacred grove. We come here this night at the confluence of ley lines to cast the spell of power that will increase our magic tenfold. May Mother Gaia bless us. Though the witches seemed united in purpose, there were some who feared the outcome, and so did the elder Cassandra step forward with a troubled heart.
Brothers, sisters, I caution you, the spell is yet untested. Yes, it may increase your powers, our powers, but it may also spell our doom.
Cassandra, our respected elder, would you, in your fear, deny us the chance to become the most powerful magic users on Earth?
Not fair, Titus. Caution. And yes, I will decline. For any who wish to brave that danger, I will not stand in their way.
And so 5 witches did step forth, and linked hands, and they called upon the deep energy of the magic of the earth, that energy which resides in the rocks, trees, and flowers. Gaia, hear us, grant us your mighty power. Gaia, hear us. Gaia, hear us. But there were 5. And Gaia, the Earth Mother, did answer them in light and color, and shimmering magic passed from hand to hand. Oh, it's magnificent. The trees, they call to me. Or, we must have more. And as the witches grew in strength and power, they also did change, the spell escalating out of control.
Titus, I beg you, stop before the spell consumes you.
Cass, does any of that sound familiar? The way they were drawing the power from nature? I didn't see any flashing lights or anything, but yeah, the feeling that the trees were calling to me, that does ring a bell. But it sounds like they... Yeah, but it sounds like they got in over their heads. They drew too much power and poof. Their hubris was their downfall. Whatever you call it is definitely dangerous stuff. Even using a little bit of that power gave me a total head buzz. So the witches died from drawing too much power. Then what happened? Cass turned back to the book, but Gabriel is already skimming ahead. Actually, they didn't die. Hey, who's telling the story? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Cass runs her fingers down the page and locates her plays. The 5 elders rose from their stupor, and they were changed, not just in power, but in aspect.
Your eyes, they're silver.
Yes, and now the dark is bright as day. In the forest, I can smell the green of the trees. I can hear leaves dropping a mile off.
We are one with nature. We are one with the ley lines themselves. We are immortal. Titus, what have you done? We have evolved, Cassandra, far beyond our wildest dreams. But fear not, though we are now superior beings, our desire to live in harmony with our lesser brethren. Come, let us make a pact that we will coexist peacefully for all our days. And so did the human witches and their immortal brethren make a pact of kinship. Yet still, the elders of the witch coven did not trust the ones who had broken away. Watch them, Flavia, for in my heart I fear their intentions are not benign.
I shall report to you with what I find. Their wariness proved well-founded, as the elders soon learned that the apostates' hunger for power became hunger for blood. Human blood.
Are the rumors true?
Yes, they drink of humans and then remake them in their own image, thralls with the silver eyes and deadly beauty. Ah. And with our once benevolent powers, they steal the will of these thralls, forcing them to bring more humans to feed on.
Ah, it is monstrous.
And the elder, they no longer call themselves witches, they call themselves creators. I fear they are building an army.
Gaia, help us.
Rendered speechless, Cass turns to you and Gabriel, her eyes round with shock. Holy crap. We just read about the birth of the creators.
I can't believe we spent the last year fighting for our lives because a bunch of ancient witches wanted more power.
Creators making everyone miserable since the dawn of time. But where do vampire hunters come into all this? Cass flips forward a few pages, then abruptly stops. Here it is. So, looks like after a while, the humans began to notice a lot of them were going missing. And as the witches grew more concerned, so did the humans begin to fear the thralls, which they called vampires.
There 3 more were taken last night, lured to the woods, brought to their masters to feed upon. We must find a way to fight back.
But the vampires are indestructible, immortal, beyond powerful beyond all measure. We have nothing to defend ourselves with.
Then we must learn their vulnerabilities and hunt them as they hunt us.
But all efforts were in vain, as their mortal weapons proved no match for the malevolent strength of the creators. As the humans mourned their losses, strangers appeared in the midst. Who are you?
We are children of Gaia, gifted with the powers of the natural world. We come to show you how to defeat the creatures of darkness.
They did. And did the witches reveal the creators and thralls 2 weaknesses: silver that burned them like fire, sunlight that could reduce their flesh to ash. With the power of their magic, they crafted weapons of war imbued with these elements.
I give to you this war talisman, which chars their skin with a spray of silver mist, a needle to pierce their flesh with silver venom.
And to you, I give a talisman of light that will strike with the power of 1,000 suns and kill our enemies where they stand. We thank you, children of Gaia. From this day forward, we will pledge ourselves as your allies. Armed with this deadly knowledge, the humans did go forth onto the field of battle.
You dare stand against us? Kill them, my thralls. Bring them to me tonight. We feast on their blood.
But against the witches, talismans, the thralls, and creators proved no match. There! Spray them with the silver ward!
My skin, it burns!
Sunstrike, use it now. No! Ah! They are decimating us. Retreat! Retreat! And so ended the Battle of the Titans, in which the vile creatures were driven back into darkness, and the victorious humans pledged themselves to their eternal cause. Henceforth, we shall be known as vampire hunters, and dedicating our lives to ridding the earth of the blood-sucking scourge for all of humanity. I don't know what to feel about that story, but, you know. Anyway, Cass closes the book, and for a moment, you're all too stunned to speak. Yes, I think this is really where your powers come from. The magic, pulling energy from the earth, you have to admit, it sounds exactly like what you've been doing unconsciously. Yeah, but nothing like this ever happened when I was human. And maybe your powers hadn't manifested yet? No, I can't be descended from people who were willingly helped vampire hunters.
Have you met Gabriel? Just asking for a friend.
Hey, that was a long time ago. It doesn't mean you're like them.
But, and why we're not saying you are for sure, but it's the best explanation we found so far. Besides, isn't it better to know? Though Cass still looks uncomfortable, she gives one shouldered shrug.
I guess it's better than being completely in the dark, but...
Outside, the distant voices of hunters echo across the camp, and you tense. We should go. We're pushing our luck as it is.
Right. And we still have to find Parker's mom. I'm glad we have a better idea of what we're dealing with, at least.
Cass gives the ancient tome a last look and turns towards the exit. But as you're moving to leave the tent, you spot a figure in the shadows, a mannequin wearing some sort of uniform.
This looks important.
You draw closer to inspect the garment. It's heavy, dark, covered in laces, buckles, with wicked sharp studs on the wrists.
Looks more like combat gear, but it's heavily armored than those hunter uniforms they're wearing before. And those studs look almost like...
She brushes her fingers lightly against the point of the stud, then snatches it back with a hiss of pain.
Yeah, that's silver.
Gabriel picks up a binder sitting on a nearby table and flips it open to reveal detailed schematics. Huh, looks like a prototype. It's fitted with Kevlar plate, silver studs, even retractable mirrors for reflecting sunlight. Huh, there are notes in the margins, reinforced padded on the chest, collar, added studs to glove, signed by Lennox himself.
Lennox seems to be a very hands-on leader. When you're in charge of a vampire army of vampire murderers masquerading as Forest Bureau goofballs, I guess it helps to be a control freak.
I just can't get over the fact that the guy I thought was going to help Crimson Beach is really here to kill us.
Like I always say, never trust a human. You trusted me when I was a human. Yeah, well, you're different.
Gabriel flips through a few more pages of the document. Suddenly, he smiles. And good news. Lennox has only just been given his approval for the final prototype, which means they haven't gone into production yet.
Then let's destroy this one and the blueprint so they can't make any more.
Hang on. It looks like it'll fit Parker. Wouldn't be a poetic justice to use the hunter's own tech against them.
Wow, golden boy. Looks like my Veneti ruthlessness is finally rubbing off on you.
I prefer to call it declement ingenuity.
Whatever you want to call it, we can use every advantage we can to get against Lennox and his hunters. Besides, he took my mom. The least I can do is take his outfit.
Diamond choice. Yes, they'll never be able to replace this outfit, everyone. It's so one of a kind. So, carefully avoiding the silver studs, Gabriel and Cass help you slide the uniform off the mannequin, and you quickly shrug it on.
Well, what do you think? Do I look like a hunter?
Cass steps back, looking you up and down with a sly smirk.
Let me put it this way. You can slay me anytime you want.
Gabriel, thoughts? I'll follow you into a den of hunters any day.
Well, mission accomplished. Now let's get out of here and find my mom.
Outside the tent, the camp is empty, and your mom and Lennox are nowhere to be found. I can track her with scent, guidance ability, following her heat signatures. We'll go with guidance ability. You close your eyes, concentrating on the place inside you that tells you where to go. You feel it tug you towards the left.
She's that way.
You take the lead, stealthily navigating along the line of tents until you come to a small concrete building at the edge of the camp.
In there. Come on.
The three of you creep to the side of the building. Huddle in the shadows, you focus your hypersensitive ears on the conversation going on inside.
Lennox, you don't know what you're asking.
I assure you, Dr. Reese, I know exactly what I'm asking. I've been hunting vampires my entire life. These creatures are merciless. They infiltrated your town, they preyed on your neighbors.
On my daughter, my sweet, brave daughter, seeing Parker like that. All right, I do it, but you have to keep your promise.
You sob and realize that with horror your mother is crying.
And it's my fault.
I need some comfort.
Heart aching,
you reach out for Gabriel and Cass, and they twine their fingers with yours.
What the hell did he promise her?
Knowing your mom, she probably asked him to keep you safe. Or to reverse it.
He'd never do that, he's using her. You gotta get in there and talk her out of whatever deal she's making. But what if she won't listen?
Gabriel brings your linked hands up and brushes his lips across your knuckles. She'll listen to you. She's smart, and most importantly, she loves you. Cass' thumb brushes against your hand, and you look over to find her nodding resolutely.
Whatever happens, I got your back, okay?
And all you can do is nod, and you squeeze their fingers tightly, taking comfort and strength from their touch. You have my word, Dr. Reese, and thanks for doing this right thing. Please wait here while I make arrangements. You hear the rustle and click of the doorknob turning.
Down!
You press deeper into the shadows as Lennox exits the building, and as he disappears into the night, you turn towards the door.
I don't know if I'm ready, but I have to do this. Could you two give me a moment to talk to her first? I don't want to overwhelm her.
Of course. And remember, you're strong enough for this, Parker.
We'll be right here if you need us. Now go. We'll keep watch.
Steeling yourself, you take a deep breath and slip into the room.
Mom?
Oh, Parker! You're crushed as she flinches away. Eyes widening in tear, you hold up your hands, hoping to calm her fear.
Mom, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you, and I promise I'm under control now. Can you ever forgive me?
She stares at you, her expression frozen in fear, and for a moment you think she's going to run, but then...
Parker!
She crosses the room in one stride, throws her arms around you in a fierce hug.
Mom, you don't hate me? I could never hate you. You're my daughter. I love you, but...
My mother could take lessons from her. She steps back and clasps her face in her hands.
Parker, you have to leave these people. It's too dangerous for you here. You need to run.
You search her face full of fear, fierce love, and you realize...
She's not afraid of me. She's afraid for me. Mom, if you know what they are, what they do, why are you here? I heard you talking to Lennox. You're helping him. You're helping the monster who wants to kill me just because I'm...
The word is so loaded, you can't bring yourself to say it, so instead, you let your fangs extend.
Mom, do you want me dead too? Once you did, Parker. I would never. Then why are you here making deals with Lennox? The only reason I came to Lennox is he promised he could save you, Parker. He can turn you back into a human. That's not possible. No, it's true. Lennox is a team of scientists, a whole lab where they've been doing research for years. They have a cure, Parker. Mom, I've seen their lab. They're not making a cure. But I've seen the research, and Lennox assures me...
You take her hands, gently forcing her to look at you.
Mom, Lennox is lying to you. They're not making a cure in the lab, they're making weapons. Hundreds and hundreds of weapons. But he promised me...
Blood runs cold as your realization dawns on you.
Mom, what did you agree to do in exchange for them to turn me human? He said there was a vampire lair outside of town. I told him I'd track it down, and... Shamefacedly, she avoids your gaze, but your stomach knots, already knowing that what she's going to say next. And give him the names of all vampires in Crimson Beach. And that's dozens of people. You'd trade all those lives for mine? Parker, I'd let the world burn if I thought it would save you. I can't let you do that. Those people are my friends. Friends? They kill humans, they drink their blood, they turned you into this! And that's when you realize, Mom, she doesn't accept me for what I am. She thinks being a vampire is a disease, a flaw that needs fixing. And Lennox knows it. He's manipulating her into killing us all. Mom, I'm telling you, Lennox is lying. He's dangerous. We need to get out. Over there! We've been infiltrated! And they found Gabriel and Cass. Good timing. You burst through the doors to find your worst fears, hunters everywhere, silver bolts flying left and right, Gabe and Cass fighting for their lives. Mom, run. Parker, stop! But you're already plunging into the melee to your right. Gabriel catches a bolt midair and throws it back at the hunter with deadly accuracy, even as his skin sizzles. Try me. But as Cass is cornered against the building as two hunters close in on her, talismans raised to deploy. One sprays a stream of silver she barely manages to dodge. Watch it. You're making me angry. She needs help. I'll distract one of the hunters, attack them head on, blind the attackers with my mirrors. Why not? We paid for the outfit, let's use them. You slip a mirror out of your sleeve, angle it so the light from the building reflects directly into the hunter's eyes. Damn! I can't see! While they're incapacitated, Cass moves in a quick blur, knocking one out and then the other. That outfit just got even hotter. Thanks. Figured it was just about time to give those hunter tools were used for good. Your head snaps around at the sound of Gabriel's shout. He clutches his arm as blood spills between his fingers from a fresh wound. He's cornered. Take him out at the knees. Another volley of bolts hisses through the air. No. You pinpoint the source of the deadly missiles, a pair of hunters shooting from the top of the watchtower. Knock those two down. Stop the bolts. Jump in front of Gabriel. Stop the bolts. Lightning fast, your hands shoot up, knocking bolt after bolt out of the air. That the best you can do? How about this? He levels his bow, pulls the trigger, and crack! The bolt releases. Your vampire vision tracks it millisecond by millisecond as it cuts through the space between you, and then, inches from your face, you scratch it, or snatch it from the air, your uniform glove protecting your fingers from the poisonous silver. Nice try, douchebag. You flip the bolt around and whip it at him. He tries to dodge, but it slices his shoulder. You hear shouts, followed by the thunder of running feet. Look up as a new horde of attackers rounds the corner, their crossbows loaded and ready to deploy. Be careful, we need them alive. Alive! You duck as bolts slam into the wall above you, and then come up in a fighting stance to face a sneering hunter wielding a thin silver chain like a whip. Nice play, bloodsucker. And I promise, I won't hurt you. Much. The one thing I'm promising you is a world of pain. He growls and snaps the chain at you. You throw up your arm to fend it off, but to your dismay it snatches around your wrist and through the laces of your glove. No. You flinch, bracing yourself for the burning pain. But instead of burning, you feel a soft, cool tingle. You blink in surprise and look at your wrist, where the symbol of the ley line now glows softly against your skin. It's another ability, one that seems to protect me from the effects of silver. Really?
Yes, let it in.
One more to go, guys. One more to go. Woo! Just gotta hold him off. You relax under the cool sensation that ripples up your arm. Suddenly, the touch of silver on your skin is nothing more than the slippery, cold feel of metal. It's working. My antibodies are making me resistant to silver. You look at the chain circling your wrist, but where there should be a vicious red burn, you instead see the silver forming into droplets like water on plastic. Huh? What? Why isn't it? I'm gonna wrap the chain around his neck. Yeah. Taking advantage of his surprise, you whip the chain around the hunter's throat, pulling it tight to cut off his oxygen. He drops to his knees, unconscious, and you kick him away. Have a nice nap, jerk face. These names, they're so mean. You flex your fingers, basking in the utter lack of pain before turning back to the fray. Suddenly, over the din of battle, you hear your mom's frantic shouts. You promised she'd be safe. Don't you dare hurt her. Ah! Mom. You whirl to help her, only to feel silver shackles close around your arms and legs, but you laugh darkly at the hunter trying to bind you. You think you can stop me? I'm immune to silver now. With a burst of supernatural strength, you rip the shackles off your wrists and spin. Your fingers close around the attacker's neck and squeeze. But a triumphant shout draws your attention, and you roll to find Gabriel and Cass cuffed and screaming in pain, snared by silver shackles. Get away from them. I wouldn't do that, Parker. Mickey marches your mom out from behind a building, a blade at her throat. Parker. No. Now, I would suggest you settle down, or the people you love will be dealt even more pain. Ugh. You'll regret this. I'll make you pay, you little... That is enough. Suddenly something hard slams into the back of your head. We're a vampire and we still get knocked out by stupid shit. And everything goes dark. You don't know how long you've been out when you slowly awaken to the sound of water dripping in a dreary stone. A throb of pain spikes the back of your skull. You raise your hand to touch the spot, only to find yourself shackled to the wall by heavy, unbreakable chains. Huh? Oh, don't bother struggling. Even your vampire strength won't break them. I've had them tested. Your vision clears enough to see Lennox crouched before you, a malicious sneer on his face. You son of a... Oh, language, young lady. Though I suppose I can't blame you. In fact, I should thank you for making my job so much easier. Again! I get so tired of the man's face. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember that if you did enjoy, to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of things to check out, ways to support, and whatnot. Leave a comment down in the comment section, letting me know what you thought of today's chapter. Illusion of choice much. So, you know how that shit irks me. I'll just say the following, right? In a way, I'm kind of glad we lost because, you know, here I'm thinking, wow, we're really giving our character plot armor, literally and figuratively. But at the same time, so you're telling me that you're this vampire, and you have super hearing, super sight, super speed, super strength, super, like, you're durable, and you couldn't hear someone just come up behind you and smack you in the back of the head to one-shot you and put you to sleep. Okay. Alright. Anyway, also, you know, the fact that your mom is supposed to also be a doctor slash, you know, forensic person, and, you know, they have a basic grasp of science and whatnot, and your mom so gullibly thought that you could be cured, just kind of irritates me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.